Moose Makes and
Moose Mike.
So welcome back to all our returners and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here and please do stick around a while. Now you can't see what we're doing, but please remember those thumbs. Thank you so much.
Oh yes, definitely remember those thumbs.
And if you are new here, I have 2 or 3 driving videos on my channel, so go check those out. We do live in Cornwall in the UK. And we are lucky enough to have a lot of beautiful scenery around where we live. So we thought while we were on the way out today and we have no children with us, we would take you for a ride. So if all you're interested in is the yarn and crochet content, this is not the video for you today because we are literally just going for a ride. So if you do not want to carry on watching, that is fine, click out, we will see you next time. But for all of those that love these videos, seeing as to you, we drive on the wrong side of the road, please do stick around and enjoy the ride with us. So, Mike, do you want to tell the folks where we are going today?
So we are going on about a 20-mile drive. We are going across a bridge. We are going to the local city, which is called Plymouth.
Yep.
And we're going to go and see a new movie in the cinema.
Yep, you might have heard of it. We're going to see Avatar 2, and in preparation for that, Mantha is terrible for forgetting storylines if it's been a while since she has seen a movie, so we watched the first Avatar last night, and we are going to see Avatar 2 today while the storyline is fresh in her head. But the movie is about 3 hours 12 minutes long, so it is going to be quite a lovely afternoon. However, there is another curse that Mantha holds, and that is whenever she goes to the cinema, she falls asleep. So whether I'll see the movie or not remains to be seen, but this is probably the first date Mike and I have had in about a year where we have been kid-free and doing something for ourselves, and we just thought we'd take you for the ride to get there. So yes, as Mike said, we are going to Plymouth. Plymouth is in Devon, so we are going to go from Cornwall through to Devon, 2 different counties in one trip. It is about 20 miles, as Mike said, so it's about half an hour drive, maybe a little longer, because Sam tends to go the long way around, because she doesn't know the city very well, and as Mike calls her a country bumpkin, we will be going Sam's route as Sam is driving. Because I get nervous in the city, guys. Sorry, I'm just looking to see if I can pull out. I don't go to the city very often. I really do like staying on my nice little country roads. If I have to go to the city, it is normally because I have no other option, or we need to go somewhere that we don't have locally, which is the case in this case, because there are
no locals.
Well, there is a local cinema, but it is not.
It's nowhere near the same standard.
No, it is real.
Minimalist.
Yeah, it's not as high quality as the one in the city, so we're treating ourselves to the one in the city, basically.
Yep.
But yeah, because I get nervous in the city, we're going to go the route that Mantha knows. Normally Mike will direct me to take a shorter route, but seeing as we're talking to you as we're going, and I've got to keep an eye on the camera, and I've got to keep an eye on the road, etc, etc, we are just going to go the route that Mantha knows and feels comfortable taking. So yes, we are just driving through one of the local villages. We will be getting on to the bigger roads shortly.
Which will then, you will probably see a lot more bumpiness.
Yes.
Because it's a faster road.
Definitely. Not only that, we will be taking you over the big Tamar Bridge, which separates Cornwall from Devon. We do have to pay a toll fee, which reminds me we better get that out before
I've got it in my wallet.
Okay, cool. Because guys, you have to pay to get out of Cornwall, but you can get into Cornwall for free. Now in my brain it would make more sense the other way around, because Cornwall is the area where all the tourists come down for their summer holidays, lots of caravanning, lots of camping, etc, because it's very coastal. So surely you should pay to come into that, not pay to leave it. I don't understand, but that is how it is done down here. bit backward in my opinion, but there we go. We don't make the rules of the road. Also, apologies if you can hear a lot of car noise. I do think my car needs to go into the garage, but we will do that another day, not today.
Hopefully we'll get there.
But yeah, we'll get there. We'll be absolutely fine. My car is very trustworthy, bless her. So yes, we have gone through that village and now we are heading up to more moorland area. You will see a bit more moors as we go a bit further up.
You can see in the distance all the hills.
Yeah.
I believe we've gone up there for a dog walk before on one of your videos.
Yes, because I also have a playlist of walks with Mantha. This is Take a Ride with Mantha, and we have done Go for a Walk with Mantha or something similar like that on my playlist. There are lots of different playlists. It is not all crochet content. I do try and vary it up from time to time. And like I was briefly saying earlier, you guys across the pond are adamant we drive on the wrong side of the road. We're adamant that you drive on the wrong side of the road. And you are always amazed at how narrow the roads are. But you enjoy the beautiful scenery that we have. Now obviously the scenery at the minute is a bit dull and a bit drab because we are still in winter. Hopefully we'll be able to take you for prettier drives closer to the summer where everything's in bloom and it's all, you know, really colourful and lovely. It is pretty chilly today. It is 8 degrees Celsius, but that's warmer than it has been for a little bit, so we are starting to warm up, but we have had a lot of rain. That's why you can see a lot of brown and a lot of mud and just drab dullness.
And the grey sky.
Yes, it's very overcast. It looks like it's going to rain at any moment. But that's fine because we're in a car and then we'll be going into a nice warm dry cinema. So yes, so tell me down in the comments guys, do you call it a cinema? Do you call it a movie theatre? What do you guys call it? It's always been a cinema to me. Oh my goodness, the car noises are really bad. I am so sorry. My car doesn't normally sound this ropey.
Sounds really bad.
But yeah.
Hopefully you can hear me.
I'm sure they
Over
can. Maybe I've got a hole in my exhaust or something, who knows.
Possibly.
We're not mechanics, so. But yeah, we are just approaching a slightly bigger town than the villages we have currently driven through. This is the town that holds some of the bigger supermarkets for us. It also has the secondary school. So yeah, it's not a massive town, but it's bigger. And if you live in the country,
making it bigger.
Yeah, and if you live in the country, you really don't get the variety of leisure places, shops, amenities like you would in a city. So we are quite limited living out here, but we're not as limited as if we are literally in a village in the middle of nowhere. We're not in the middle of nowhere, at least.
No.
So we are gonna go around this way. Yes, so we are filming this on Saturday the 4th of February, but you won't be seeing it until Sunday the 5th, because Saturday we did our live, and well, it hasn't happened yet as we're filming, but hopefully it was a good time for those of you that came. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. We really enjoy our weekly lives. It is the perfect opportunity to interact with you all, like right in the moment, because although you lovelies comment quite a bit on our videos, it's not as instantaneous as answering a question that's in the chat right there and then. It's lovely to see you all, and it just makes us feel like, you know, we've got you all in the room with us, and it's the only way through YouTube we are able to do that. If any of you have any suggestions for our lives, please do feel free to pop those down in the comments as well. Generally, it's just me and Mike who pop on and chat. Yep. Sometimes we ask you questions, sometimes we have topics, sometimes you guys ask questions which lead on to topics, which is absolutely amazing. We generally just go with the flow and see where the chat and the conversation goes. But if there's anything specific that you enjoy from other people's lives that you think we could incorporate it on ours, obviously we don't want to step on anyone's toes or be copycats. But we do want to make them as entertaining for you as possible, because like I said, it is the only opportunity we have to actually interact with you in real time. We are limited to only being able to do one live a week at the moment due to family life and restrictions, but also time difference, because there is a big time difference. Most of our audience are you guys across the pond, which is awesome. And also for our fellow UK friends, the lives that we do are later on at night, and sometimes if people have got work the next day or other commitments, it's too late for them to stay up and join in, which is, you know, we totally understand that. But also Mike and I are not in a position to stay up until 2-3 a.m. To do one of your late night lives, because obviously I still work on the weekends. I have got work tomorrow when you're watching this video, because I work 6 days a week. Today is my only day off, which is why we're making the most of it and having our first date in a year, which is exciting.
Very exciting.
Even though it might be the best 3-hour nap Manf has had in a very long time. Mike will enjoy the film at least. And then also, guys, because we don't live in a city, we don't have a lot of fast food or takeaway options available to us. So we very rarely get something like a McDonald's or a Burger King, or, you know, other fast food chains available, just saying.
Yeah.
So we are going to treat ourselves to maybe a McDonald's or a Burger King on the way home as an extra little treat. The kids will be super jealous when they find out tomorrow. But we thought, why not? We're not really in a position to go on a date, but sometimes you just have to take the opportunity when you can. And if that means that we have to scale back on something else this month, well, so be it, because Mike and I have decided that we need to invest in us as well. That is super important. And I'm sure a lot of you with young families or have had young families, etc., you know exactly what it's like, where the children are the priority, the home is the priority, going to work is the priority. It's very easy to lose sight of each other as a couple. So, you know, we thought, well, we're not really in a position to do so, but we thought, sod it, excuse my language, we're going to do it anyway. But yeah, we'll bring you along for the ride on the journey.
Now, I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, indeed. Now we are approaching another small country village. I do have to slow right down as there are speed cameras. And this village actually is a bit special in this area because it does own a golf course,
which I really enjoy playing on.
Yep. You won't actually see the golf course itself because it is out of the way of the road that we are currently on. But Mike does like dabbling in golf. That is one of the sports that he enjoys. Some of our kids like going occasionally.
But they are not allowed on this course because it is a pro course.
It is a pro course, and obviously it's got private members and things like that. And they have to make sure that the course is always high quality for when they have their competitions and championships and things. But within the golf course, they also have a swimming pool. They also, what else do they have there, Mike?
It's a big hotel.
Yep, there's a hotel there.
It's basically a golf leisure hotel.
Yes.
So there would be a gym, there would be the swimming pool, the saunas, all of that.
Yeah.
The entertainments they do, plus the golf course, obviously.
Yeah.
And it being a PGA Tour course, there's a lot of celebrities golfing celebrities that turn up and play. So yeah, it's a big one. It's got 2 courses actually.
And as you can see, it is only like 15 minutes away from us, so we are quite lucky to live quite close to that. There are quite a few golf courses in the southwest.
There's a lot, yes. We will be going past another one, but you won't see it again.
Yeah.
Because it's by the bridge. You have to sort of cut off and go through a little bit of a country lane, but also a very nice leisure golf hotel there as well.
What's that one called?
China Fleet.
Yes, indeed. But the reason why they're so popular down this neck of the woods, guys, is as you can see, we do have a lot of open land. We do have some free green spaces. So obviously the sporting facilities have taken good use of that. If you were to take that turning to the left that we are just passing now, there is a castle down there. It's not one of the big grand English castles that I'm sure a lot of you are picturing in your head. It is called Pentilly Castle. It is more like a old estate house. So no matter where you travel, where we live, there is always something a stone's throw away.
That is very British.
Definitely. And not just that, I don't know if any of you guys are guilty of it in the areas that you live, but if it's right on your doorstep, you don't tend to visit what's right here. You still travel out of your way to go to places that are not local to you. And Mike and I, a couple of years ago, decided to join something called the National Trust. And when you pay your monthly fee, you get a little card that gives you free parking at all the National Trust places. Because you've already paid your monthly fee, which also gives you free admission as well. And Mike and I did start trying to find National Trust places wherever we were out and about to visit and to look at. It's basically really old, historic country manors, castles, buildings of interest. And I really love it because I used to love history while I was at school. It was one of my favourite subjects. And because obviously it is here in the UK, it's a lot of our local English and British history, which we don't always get told about in school, because obviously the curriculum at school focuses on the big historical events like World War I, World War II. You know, we sometimes look at the Vikings and the Tudors and the Romans and the Egyptians and things. We don't actually, which is bizarre when you think about it, look at our own local history or our own local historical points of interest. So Mike
which
and I
actually join together with the bigger historical events.
Yeah. So Mike and I made a conscious decision to join the National Trust, and for a good little bit of time there, we did try, you know, we did tick quite a few off of our list, but then obviously the word we're not allowed to mention on YouTube hit, the pandemic hit, everything, you know, was locked down. We were locked down in our homes. We were unable to go and visit these places. So maybe Mike and I this year might tick another few off of our list, and if we decide to go, maybe I could film a little bit while we're there. If that is something you are interested in, let me know, put it down in the comments.
Just a quick one, there is roadworks coming up.
Okay.
Traffic works.
Alright, no worries. So if that is something you'd like to see, a bit more of our British culture, a bit more of our British history, we have no problem taking you along if we do get to visit, fit it in our busy schedule. We don't normally take the children because our children aren't really interested in that sort of thing, so it is just it's still just a Mike and Mantha thing at the moment. But we are more than happy to take you guys with us, and obviously in some of these places there are parts of it that we won't be able to film, but we should be able to get, you know, short little bits of clips and things, even if it's just Mike and I
taking photos.
Yeah, doing a cheesy grin outside of a big old building or a big old country manor. So obviously you can see we're stuck at the traffic lights, and to the right, which you can see all those cars parked, is a local garden centre. Thank you, my mind went blank for a second.
There's also butchers and like a machinery sales going on in there.
Hand
as well.
car wash, pet places. It's like a little shopping centre, but it's nothing big, it's nothing major. It's a big hot spot for the tourists when they are down this way, because they find it you know, quirky and I don't know what the word is, maybe chintzy, I don't know.
Intriguing to them because they live in a big city.
It's not on the big scale, it is, you know. But there is one thing we use this place for one thing Mike uses this place for every year, and that is to come and find me a new Christmas decoration every year. They do lovely Christmas items.
It's a tradition for us.
It's a tradition that started, dear, he's lost his number plate. So yeah, we're just obviously waiting for the traffic signals to change as they have turned the roads into single file or single lane.
Roadworks.
This is a major thing down in this neck of the woods. They're always working on the roads.
It's got to be done, but it's a bane.
It does. We pay road tax, which means when we pay for the road tax, they're supposed to fill in all the potholes and maintain the roads and stuff. And as you've seen from previous drives with me, and I'm sure we'll see further down the road, they don't always keep on top of it.
But I think this one is to do with the new housing estate that's down there that they're building.
Yes, because we've got all the green spaces that they're filling with houses, because nowadays there are more humans than there is homes for them. So, and everyone wants to live down in this neck of the woods, because we have got the scenery, we have got the coast. If you were to try and buy a property down here, you would have to have an awful lot of money.
Yes.
Mike and I don't own the house we live in. We rent it, and that's the only way that we can stay around this area. Otherwise, we would have been pushed out a long time ago.
Oh, yes, we would have.
So we do still feel incredibly lucky that we are able to stay down in Cornwall. So yes, technically we are still in Cornwall, although we are very rapidly approaching.
Yes, you will see the big bridge soon.
Big bridge, the big toll bridge, which will take us into Devon.
But again, it's on a smaller scale than some of the others.
Oh my goodness
England.
gracious! If you're expecting something like the Golden Gate Bridge, you are going to be severely disappointed.
It
is not like that.
But even in England, there are bigger bridges.
There are bigger bridges. The one going from England to Wales, I can't remember off the top of my head what it's called. Severn Bridge.
Yeah,
I think it's
massive.
the Severn Bridge. That is like
Goes across
6 times the size.
Yeah,
of
it
this
goes
one.
across the Welsh Sea, so it's big.
But the bridge that we will be going over shortly was built by, is it Isambard Kingdom Brunel?
Yes.
Who was
very, very famous architect.
Famous architect here in the UK. And like I said, we live literally a stone's throw away. It is quite a big part of the history of the countryside that we are currently travelling through. And just on this roundabout later on will be the McDonald's that we have our tea, but we won't be filming that, guys, don't worry.
You don't want to see.
But this is how far we have to travel if we want a McDonald's. So we've been filming for 22 minutes and we didn't actually click on right outside our house. So to get a McDonald's, we have to drive 25 minutes nearly, which to some of you would be mind-blowing. But yeah, it's not a regular occurrence for us at all, is it, Mike? It is literally a treat. And the children really, really love it when we go, because it is a treat. We're not taking them every 5 minutes. It's normally for a birthday, or we've had a really, really, really long day shopping in the city and we think, oh, we'll just grab something quick on the way home.
And I have to be really good because I drive past it every day.
Yes, so Mike could, in theory, divert to McDonald's every day on the way home. But if he did that and he didn't come home and eat the evening meal that I had lovingly prepared for him, he knows that his life would not be happy. So he doesn't do that.
Now in the distance, guys, you can see the bridge. You can see the towers. You were able to see the water in the corner on the left, but the trees are covering it now, so
yeah. And we're about to go through a tunnel because they had to put a tunnel underneath the road of the village that we're about to drive through.
They went straight through the hill.
Yeah, as the traffic through the village was ridiculous and they had to find an alternative route so that the residents weren't literally going insane.
But if you want to go to the village, you could turn left now.
Yeah, you could go up the left, and that's where the other golf course is up there as well. But we're going to take you through the tunnel because why not?
Yeah. So it might get a little dark.
It might get a little bit dark, but and as you can see, the overhead signals, it is telling me that this is the only lane that I can drive in, as obviously the far side lane traffic is coming towards me, and there could be a hazard in the middle lane, or it's just 2 lanes coming the other way. I'm not quite sure.
And the lighting is making a weird effect on the camera there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
we're impressing Moose Mike here, guys.
There's like a halo.
Yeah. So yes, and it always gets congested as we approach the bridge, so there might be quite a bit of waffle for the next few minutes because
Yes,
there is
maybe
nothing
waiting.
really for you to see. So guys, have you guys seen Avatar 2 yet? Is Avatar your thing? Did you enjoy it? As we said,
Dude.
yeah, Mike loves it. As we said, you're not seeing this until the day after anyway, so don't worry about putting any spoilers. We've already seen it, or Mike might have seen it and I might have slept through it, but let us know, did you enjoy it? Is it a good sequel in your opinion? Did they do it justice? It took them 10 years to film
The first one.
but it's also been how many years since the first one was made? 7 years, so that is a lot.
Maybe longer actually.
Yeah, that is a long amount of time
2009,
between films.
I think.
So now can you guys understand why Mantha had to rewatch the first one last night? Because it's been a long old while, guys, and they are quite long films. But I always worry when sequels come out that they're never as good as the original. So I'm hedging my bets until I've actually seen it, or some of it. Mike's normally a pretty good judge on whether it was a worthy sequel or whether they kind of lost the plot a little bit. But yeah, so we are approaching the Tamar Bridge. It was built in 1961. So before this bridge was built, guys, you had to go the long way round to get into Devon. This was not a way to get to the other side of the River Tamar.
No,
You
there
have
was a ferry.
you were only able to cross the other direction, not this direction, unless you did. Well, I don't know.
You were able to get across on the ferry or the train.
To the right of this bridge, I don't know if my phone is showing you, there is the railway bridge that runs right alongside it. It was also built.
So the big semicircle in between the pillars there right now.
Yeah,
that is a train bridge.
That's the train bridge.
But that-
It was also built by Isambard Kingdom Brunel. They are both built by the same guy, and that one was 1859. So there was a train bridge before there was a car bridge.
Yep.
And we are going over the river now. I can't move my phone to show you the water.
But it is on the left-hand side
but to
there.
the left,
You can see the water.
and it is obviously to the right, but you can't see to the right because of all the bridge. And now I know that the two X's are because it's two lanes coming into Cornwall, only one leaving.
Which is what happens the majority of the time, to be fair.
So we are nearly at the middle of the bridge now. So we are halfway between the Cornwall and Devon border, or halfway across the Cornwall and Devon border.
At the moment we are above the water, which is part of a river, but it's also tidal, so it is the sea as well.
It is a tidal river because on this...
on the right side
is
is
Saltash.
it would be the dockyard
Yeah.
for Plymouth, which is a naval one.
This river is at the bottom of our village, and it comes all the way over here to Saltash, and it goes all the way down through to Plymouth as well. That's why it is tidal. So it is a river that leads to the ocean or the sea, however you want to say it. There is quite a bit of military buildings and stuff to the left, which you can't really see.
Real big military presence here.
Plymouth was one of the major military bases back in the wars. There was a big dockyard, which there still is, that got horrifically bombed. The city of Plymouth itself got horrifically bombed. It was a big target for the opposition in the World Wars. It's obviously been rebuilt, but there are areas of the city that have never really been rebuilt. And
it's monuments to the time.
Yeah. So yeah, we are approaching the toll booths, guys. We have to pay for the luxury to leave our county.
Better get that out.
Yes, please give me some money, Mike. That would be very helpful.
I believe it's £2 something now.
Oh, okay. It was £2, but we shall see. We shall see.
I'll give you £3 just in case. But I think it's £2.50 now.
So I am going to pick this lane here.
And this is why it gets congested, because the middle lane between us,
It's tag only.
where that car's just gone, they can just go straight through.
Because
Not a
they've
lot
got
of
a
people-
prepaid tag. That's
Not a lot
all.
of people have it. I have
No.
one in my car because
I used to
go
have one.
across here every day.
Yeah, we can apply for them, but I don't go across the bridge often enough to warrant one.
No.
I used to have one with the old job I had. As this was my daily commute to work. This is Mike's daily commute to work. So he has his tag that he pays online so that he can just zip through. But because we're in my car, we're going to pay the toll, and I'm going to stop talking so that the toll lady doesn't think that I am insane.
Bear with us.
260. God, it's gone up nearly £1. Hello.
There you go.
Thank you
thanks.
very much. There we go. So we've paid our fee and we're allowed to go through.
And now we're
And
on
now
even
I
faster
can,
roads.
Yep, and now I can talk again because nobody cares if I'm just talking to nothing. They'll just think I'm talking Mike's ear off if they look into our car. Which, to be fair, happens quite a bit.
Usually telling me off.
True. So yes, I don't know the camera quality of this whole drive. It might be a bit bumpy. My phone holder isn't the best, but it's all I've got, folks. I am gonna pop in here, let that motorcycle go past, because he is clearly in a hurry.
And they generally drive faster on the motorbike.
They do, yes. So, like I was saying, this used to be my commute to work. I would take this turn off here and go a bit further into the city that way. Mike doesn't turn off here though.
No, I have to keep going all the way to the end.
And then before I was working up that road, I would continue down here a bit further to go to the other branch that I used to work in. And I would take this next one on the left coming up in a little bit. But we are not going either of those today.
No. We're going to the next one.
Yes, because I am going faster, my car is really not liking it. So again, apologies for the background car noise.
You probably can't hear us. We're going to have to shout.
I am going to have to
Sounds like the car's going to take off into space.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to get my car looked at. This is
Really bad.
really bad, but you know, as long as we get there safely, that is all that matters. So yes, I would have used to have worked down there, but not anymore. We are going to be taking the next exit, I believe.
Which is insane because it's the long way, but we're going Manfors way.
We are going Manfors way, and plus you get our company for a bit longer, guys. You're probably like, really? So as you can see, the scenery isn't as nice now we're approaching the city. It's still not as bad, but you can see loads of litter on the sides of the road. It's starting to get a little bit more, in my opinion, grubby.
Yeah.
I am not a city lover. Mike is originally from the city, so he's going back to his home roots.
Yes.
I'm going to the place where I am most uncomfortable.
But once we get off this road, there's not going to be many trees.
No.
There's a few, but not many. You'll see a lot more buildings.
Yeah, so we are getting off the dual carriageway now, and we're going to stay on this side because we need to go over to the right.
Now it looks like we're on the right side of the road to you guys,
Yeah,
but actually it's all just one side.
it is. There will be lots of traffic lights, probably a lot of stop, start, stop, start. If you get bored at any point, guys, feel free to click off. We don't mind. But we just thought that we would take you a little way with us.
On a journey. Journey with Moose and Manf.
Oh right, yes. So Mike, let's do talk a little bit about crochet for a minute. Mike had to drop his little girl to his nan this morning because she is going to spend the day with her nan.
And she lives in this city.
And she does. And then she'll be picked up by, well, so let me backtrack. Mike dropped Kaylee off to his nan, which is her great nan, and then her nan, Mike's mum, will pick her up and she'll stay with her for the evening and drop her back tomorrow. But Mike's nan, Kaylee's great nan,
has just learned to crochet.
She has. She's been a knitter for years and years and years. She's in her 70s, is that right, Mike? But she's just trying to pick up crochet. So he had a big long conversation with her this morning, and he's going to fill you in and give my voice a break for a minute.
So when I got there, she showed me a tile that she's been working on.
Not the
same tiles that we're doing, but she did one with a flower on, and she was well impressed with the flower. And to be fair, it was pretty good. I liked it, and she did a really good job. Now I then decided to show her some of the tiles that we've been doing, and she looked at the tile that I just randomly picked and said, "Oh wow, that's a lot more complicated than what I've just done." And I said, "Yes, it is, but you've only just learned." Now she started learning before me.
She asked me to film her a little tutorial to do the magic ring because she was struggling with the magic ring. And
she can do that now, so she has done an amigurumi.
So I kind of a little bit taught your nan as well as you then, Mike, in that sense.
Yeah, exactly. So she's done that, and she's doing some more, and she's getting better and better and better. Anyway, long story short, I showed her a few things that I have gifted to you guys, or that I am doing as a gift for you guys, and she loves them. But she's been using hooks that are on the lesser of scale, so I have enabled her.
The more inexpensive side.
Yes, so I have enabled her. I have made her.
We didn't make her.
Well,
you suggested.
I suggested that she uses a Clover Amour
because I was converted and Mike crossed over to
I have
Clover.
Now crossed over, yes. So while I was there, she went on Amazon and she looked at the set, and I pointed out the one to get, and she bought it. And she will receive it tomorrow. And the first thing she said is, "I have bought them now, so let's hope you're right."
Yeah, because they were quite a bit of money. You guys know how much Clover Amour sets can go for. So yeah, he was only supposed to be dropping his daughter off, having a quick coffee and a catch up, and then leaving. And he ended up making his nan spend a fortune on Clover Amours.
And she got to see some of the amazing projects that we've made.
Yeah. Are you going to fill them in on those cute words you said about me and my crochet to her? Because that was like, oh.
Right, okay.
Oh, look at those doggies. Oh, you've just missed them. Oh.
So, she had a little look at some of the projects that Mantha has made. Mainly the shawl that she's just done for testing Amanda's pattern.
Yeah. The Feeling Fancy shawl, I'll have you know. And
she said it's so neat. And I said, I know. I said, because even though Sam has only been doing it for 8 years, she is absolutely perfect. Oh. And she, in my opinion, smashes anyone out of the water.
With my crochet abilities.
With your crochet abilities.
He was then bigging me up, saying she even gets commissions. And he was really tooting my horn, guys.
Laying
but in such a really lovely way. He also said to her that my crocheted items are the only crochet items that he likes, because way before Mike met me, and even when we were first together in the beginning years, Mike will be completely honest, because the same nan of his, it's not Nanny Mary, by the way, it's a different nan. It's his nan on his mum's side. Because she was such a prolific knitter, she would gift a lot of like her knitted sweaters for Kaylee and stuff for Christmas and birthdays, and scarves and hats. And
she stopped doing it for me.
She stopped doing it for Mike very rapidly because Mike was like, this is really not my bag. It's
No.
a waste of time. I'm never going to wear it. I'm never going to use it. You need to give it to someone who will appreciate it.
Me being me told her straight that I don't like knitting.
No.
So,
And then when he realised that I was into crochet, fast forward a little bit in time, he was like, oh yeah, but that's got big giant holes and, you know, what's the point of it? And for a while, he really didn't warm up
no.
to either knitting or crochet. In fact, he would probably say he really, really, really didn't like it. But then he started seeing some of the things that I was bashing out and I was making and gifting and getting commissions for, and he was like, okay, there's a lot more to crochet than I gave it credit for.
Yeah.
And then obviously the whole channel thing, you know, on his suggestion started. He wanted to jump on board, and he then learnt himself, and in fact both of his nans, both Nanny Mary and the nan that we're discussing at the moment, would never in a million years have said that Mike would ever pick up a hook or yarn. Ever. But Mantha got her way. And he did, and he's enjoying it. And now he's even better than his nan, who's been trying to learn a little bit longer. The trouble is, his nan is left-handed, which makes things a little bit more awkward. She's not as au fait with YouTube as what Mike and I are.
No.
She really struggles with her pattern reading and stuff, and obviously it's all backwards because she's left-handed and patterns are normally written for the generic right-handed crocheter.
But she has got to where she is on her own. She hasn't had a teacher like I have.
She is persevering. She's struggling on.
And my style of learning is just jump straight in. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if it does, happy days. Yeah,
Mike doesn't dip a toe in just to check the temperature. He just dives in head first, regardless.
And
which I'm sure you guys have noticed.
Yes, I run before I can walk, but sometimes that works, and it has worked this time.
Sometimes you do have to be thrown in at the deep end because you either sink or you swim.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, that's kind of how I was taught by my crochet teacher as well, guys, to be honest with you. She realised pretty early on that and in her words, this isn't me bigging myself up, these were her words, that I obviously had a natural talent or a natural knack for it. She said, I am not keeping you on the level that I would keep beginners on. I am going to push you further and further and further. For the same thing that I've just said, you'll either sink or you'll swim. And thankfully, and again, not tooting my own horn, thankfully I have just continued to swim, and there are very few things that defeat me in my crochet, but there have been a few. And
yarn bath being one of them.
Oh yes. But I just love it so much. It is a pure addiction for me. I have to crochet at least a few stitches every day, and if I don't, I'm a very grumpy Mantha.
It's not an addiction for me. I just enjoy it. But I am getting better and better as days go on, and you never know. Maybe I shall surpass the master. Maybe.
We are now running late for our film. Oh my goodness gracious.
Why are we running late?
3:15.
Oh, why didn't we leave earlier?
Because I was crocheting. Anyway, it's fine because there's always like 20 minutes of adverts right at the start, so we're not going to actually miss the film. And we've prepaid for the tickets, so we can get straight in. It's fine. Plus, we're only like 5 minutes away now. It's not like we've still got half an hour to go. Oh, he did see me. That's good. So yes, we are very nearly at our destination. We are just going to take you a little bit further around this main roundabout, and then we will probably click off. Down here, you will see a church that was bombed in the war.
Yes.
They never rebuilt it. They have kept it there as a mark of...
Reminder.
Yeah, a reminder of first.
And a monument as a sign of respect.
Yes, definitely.
And just in front is the new mall.
This is our shopping mall in front of us. And I always forget what lane I need to be in on this
You actually
roundabout.
need to be in this one this time because you go into view.
Okay. So yes, that big building to the right is our shopping mall. No, there are no yarn shops. We don't have Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, anything like that over here in the UK. Yarn shops really are not really a thing. There are a few. There's more like craft stores that hold yarn but isn't specific to yarn.
No.
And one day I will take you to one, but the trouble is they always play
There's
music
the
so
church.
loud. There's the bombed out church, guys, over to the right.
It's basically
It's got no roof.
No roof.
I actually need the next one over, don't I? Okay, a little bit of manoeuvrability there. Just check that there's nothing coming. So yes, this roundabout is actually surrounding the bomb church that has got no roof.
Yeah, we basically built a road around it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, gravy. Come on, let us out. I hate driving in the city, guys. I get so nervous. I am actually sweating buckets. Good job you can't see me. It's always a bit of a white knuckle ride with Mantha because I just lose the plot. I'm doing very well today though. You guys are actually helping me focus. So maybe I need to do this every time I come to the city.
Yeah.
Because normally by now I'm saying to Mike, which lane? Ah!
It's usually me that's cool, calm and collected.
Yeah, but actually you're helping to keep me focused. So thank you for that, guys. I really do appreciate it. We are actually in the city centre now. So it is all built up and grey and in my opinion. But
all the trees are
if
gone.
you want to have a date day,
you have to come in here.
you have to come to the city. So we will be turning off now. So, and it's a bit of a weird location for this cinema as well, actually. But where the cinema is, there is also a bowling alley. There are several restaurants. There is a nightclub.
Yep.
An arcade, you know, like penny slot machines and stuff. But yeah, mainly just restaurants and leisure entertainments, really. And the nightclub for the adults after they've finished doing the family stuff during the day.
Yes.
So it is a little bit out of the way, but it has its own kind of complex, I suppose.
It does. And we are now travelling through what the locals call the wastelands.
The wastelands of the city. But yes.
That is because it used to be where we housed our big gas chambers that held gas, so we could distribute it to the people that live here.
Well, I don't think gas chamber is the right word.
Well, it was a big cylinder.
Gas works. Anyway, that's a bit of a weird note to finish the video on.
A little bit of history of where I used to live.
Okay, so the gas supply, let's not call them gas
alright,
chambers.
okay, so
because
it's a
gas
big...
chambers are in the war where they gas people to death.
It's the
Mike.
wrong word,
Yes.
but it's a gas silo. That's what I was trying to get at, because they were big cylinders that held gas.
Okay. Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this car journey with us. We are going to go over to the left, and as we are approaching the cinema complex, I will be saying goodbye. This is a very long video. Thank you so much for sticking to the end. If you have stuck to the end, you are a trooper, and we love you for it.
Yes.
But we just thought it would be a little bit different, and considering we were going on a date and we didn't have time to record a crochet content video, this was the best we could come up with.
That is true.
So here we go. There is a Pizza Hut right there, which is the start of the complex that I was just talking about, and it is called Barbican Leisure Park because there is the Barbican just up the road. Oh, there is a big gym as well. I forgot about the big gym.
Yeah.
Kind of ironic that there's a big workout gym right next to a Frankie and Benny's and a Pizza Hut and a Pizza Express and
Yeah.
Bella Italia, Nando's. But we are not interested in any of that. We are interested in getting in and getting into our movie before the adverts are finished and the movie has started without us. Oh no! Manf was late for everything.
There's nowhere to park.
And there is nowhere to park either, which is not great because I can't turn left. I'm going to have to go round again. We cannot go in the disabled spaces because we are not disabled. So, right, while we're trying to find a parking space, guys, we are going to sign off. Like I said, thank you so much for all of your time today. Really do appreciate it. Magazine Monday on Monday. Don't know about Tuesday and Wednesday. Tile of the week Thursday, and then crochet catch up Friday. So lots still to come. Please do stay tuned. But until we see you again,
Stay safe.
be kind.
Look after one another.
Get some good quality time in with your loved ones.
Get some good quality crafting time in.
We will see you in the next one.
Or around the YouTube streets.
Bye, guys.
Stay movie.
Love you.